Okay, we are going to be breaking down the absolute genius that is the reverse Flashpoint. And this plan is absolutely genius. And only the king of petty himself, Eobard Thawne the Goat, would come up with a plan like this. Number one, he knows he can't beat Barry. In a fight, one-on-one fight of speed, Barry crushes him in every way, shape, and form. He had to neutralize Barry, get all of Team Flash on his side so that they didn't come together to basically oppose him, take over the Speed Force, and ensure that he had enough time for this new timeline to solidify. Number one, neutralizing Barry. And this was a plan essentially on two fronts. The first plan is to make Barry seem as though he was unstable, causing him to lose tracks of time, showing up in the Flash costume and wreaking havoc on the city, making basically the people of Central City look at the Flash as a villain, causing Barry to lose his job, friction between the team. Those were the four major things. Now, the blackouts that Barry was basically suffering were caused because Eobard Thawne ran into the past and killed Barry as a child. Essentially, killing Barry as a child had a delayed effect, which was equal to the Savitar situation. Remember when it was finally decided that, Barry wasn't going to ever turn into Savitar? The erasure wave finally caught up with him at a later point in time, like maybe like 2-3 episodes later, and then he kind of just faded away. Essentially, that's what was happening to Barry. He was losing track of time, losing his memory. He couldn't remember anything that was changing as the timeline was being altered. And when he finally ended up in the future, he was basically not only running on fumes, but running out of time before he was completely erased altogether. Number two, setting himself up to be the Flash. With Barry out of the way, he made sure that he was struck with a lightning bolt, ate all that energy for himself. He became best friends with the Speed Force, which I wonder what his Speed Force would look like. Barry's Speed Force looks like his mom, and it's also kind of taken on like a motherly role as well. But what would Eobard's Speed Force look like? Like what does his Speed Force angel, what if Eobard's Speed Force is Barry? Because the Speed Force takes the form of essentially someone that you really care about or someone that you love. For Barry, the Speed Force chose the form of his mother because at that point in time, that was the person that Barry loved the most and he missed the most. For Eobard, would Barry have been like his Speed Force angel? Like his Speed Force angel shows up and it's just Barry Allen. That'd have been fucking hilarious. This once again goes towards the point that I've made multiple times, that Eobard Thawne is nothing but a jealous ex-lover who's in love with the Flash, and he's upset at the fact that everyone else gets the Flash's love except for him. But that's a video for another day. It's a video for another day. We're focusing on the reverse Flashpoint here. Now that he's essentially gotten the Speed Force on his side, all that speed that Barry was able to get from not only the original Speed Force, but now the artificial Speed Force that became the new Speed Force, was all Eobard's. He gained all the speed that he wasn't going to be able to get using the negative Speed Force. Team Flash is on his side. Iris is now his woman. He has the love of all of Central City. His plan is perfect until Barry Allen from the other timeline ends up in this timeline. And this is one of those situations where we actually have to thank an unexpected kink in his plan. And the unexpected thing that crept its way into his plan was Despero. If Despero never went into the past from the Armageddon future that essentially Eobard Thawne had created, Barry would have never been alerted to the fact that this was going to happen. He would have never been sent to the future to essentially be able to cause the Armageddon to reset the reverse Flashpoint. And it's probably the only time in this entire show that I'm actually happy that Despero exists as a character, because other than that, I could hardly care less about his existence. For me, the major player on the board is Eobard Thawne, and the beautiful plan that he had in the form of the reverse Flashpoint. Because that's how you disassemble a hero. You turn their friends into enemies, you cause them to lose public trust, You cause them to lose trust, not only in their own abilities, but in their mind as well. And then you go for the coup de grace and you kill them in the past and completely assume their identity and mantle, where everyone looks at you as a man, this is the Flash. Like, CW, listen to me. The reason why stuff like this works is because it focuses on one villain. It's not villain of the week. I hate villain of the week. When you focus, when the CW season is focused on one villain throughout the whole season, excellent writing. Every single episode is another piece of the plan until you get to the mid-season or the finale, when everything just comes together and you're like, holy shit, you had this entire thing planned. That is when your shows work. Your shows do not work, however, when you have villains of the week, when you have new bad guys popping up left and right, and it's cheesy and bad writing, and you have cast leaving while you're trying to introduce. No, this season has been absolutely fucking perfect. It damn near brought me back to season 1. This season has literally brought me back to season 1 in regards to my love for the Flash, and I'm super excited. But yeah, that is essentially breaking down the Reverse Flash's masterstroke in the form of Reverse Flashpoint. I love the fact that, like, he even coined it when Barry's like, oh my god, you created a Flashpoint. No, I created this Flashpoint. It's like, okay, I understand, like, you know, you have to keep up the moniker that you're his reverse, you're his opposite, but goddamn, man, you could have just said that it was a Flashpoint and kept it moving. But that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, what's up? Hit that subscribe button. I love you guys. Comment down below so that we can get this, you know, this Petty Eddie, Eobard Thawne, King of Petty train rolling. Drop those comments. Let me know how you feel about the latest episode and about Armageddon in general, or how you feel about the Flash essentially ending at the end of this season, or possibly one more season. Peace.